Happy Wednesday, NIO fam. It is Wednesday, August 6, 2025. We're about an hour before market close, but I've already seen what I need to see as far as a simple short-term indicator, and that's this. Pre-market for NIO stock, what we saw during a time frame when we usually see red bars, we had green, and there again here, green on those time frames. Also, interestingly enough, the price is not negative. The price action for NIO stock is not down, although we're on very low trade volume. And it gets better, or at least more interesting. If you also look at Alibaba for the pre-market, same thing was going on. We've got green candles in these 5-minute incremental windows, and for Alibaba, a little bit bigger trade volume, at least compared to yesterday, and the stock price up to around the $120 range. These are all just indicators that I'm using to track things in the short term. My view remains long-term with NIO and NIO stock, but if we're going to see an obvious reversal, I'd like to have some awareness as we see it. So here's another thing to track and watch. I've got this pulled up because next week we will get the first full week of insurance registration data from NIO. And I think this is a good week to compare it to. If we see much bigger numbers on this, it'll be a great indicator that yes, we will probably see a new delivery record in August. And this is the number that we got in this most recent week where I talked about in the last actually 2 videos, because there's a lot of positive things that could be happening from this. But this 8,000 number, if we look back, this was at the end of a month, which is usually when NIO has the best numbers. So the reality that we had such a good number come in to start a month, and yes, it was a carryover, but the July numbers weren't crazy strong for NIO. So this is really aligning nicely. And what I'm wondering with this is if big money isn't recognizing what's happening and deciding they want to get long. I think it'll be obvious if we keep kind of tracking pre-market in the super short term and see a trend continuance of, those green candles where we normally would see red. But in any event, I wanted to share this also. This is kind of a fun fact. Check out the views on this. Fewer than 700 views, but 25 likes on this repost that I did on this particular platform, where perhaps NIO is not going to be allowed to trend, even though maybe it will merit trending sooner than it might be allowed to. I'm just thinking aloud here. Also, this is the most recent post that I had, the most recent video, which had great news in it and which actually had pretty good views compared to my recent videos, and yet only 9 hearts. So to me, I'm just thinking like this. It's interesting if there are this many folks, liking and then even a couple of retweets, and the views are still lower than this. I don't know. Maybe it means nothing. Maybe I'm just being crazy. I've certainly been called worse in my life. But in any event, I've gone on about 3 minutes. So let me wrap this video, get it up and out. Have a great day or night whenever you see this. I'll see y'all again very soon.